Hello and welcome to Long Investor. So today we're going to take a look at the Mullen automotive stock, ticker symbol MULN. So there have been a lot of talks on the stock on a possible cup and handle pattern forming. So as you can see from Reddit, from Twitter, and from Weibo, there are people saying that there's a cup and handle forming and it is a bullish pattern. So I'm going to talk about my personal view on this pattern, and if it plays out, what will happen and the price target. If it doesn't play out, then I think this is where I'll set my stop loss at. I have made two more strategic videos before this one. One is for Reliance and one is for BitNile. The Nile one is still in play, and the Reliance one played out pretty well according to my strategy. So even though the price didn't hit the target price, my provided strategic play will still help you not lose money, and you can make some money in between. So if you haven't watched that, you can check that video out and check the Reliance stock result as of this moment. So as given to its name, the cup and handle pattern represent a cup with a handle. So in here you can see it's sort of a cup looking, and then there's a little handle over here, and this chart is in an hour chart. If you look at it in day chart, it doesn't really look like much, but if you're looking in hour chart, then you can see better picture of a cup and handle. So usually after the cup is formed, the handle should not go below 1/3 or no more than half of the cup height. So if you measure the cup height, so for the top, I would not use this little spike here. I will use the price that is consistent with the previous height. So it's about 3.7-ish. And for the bottom, I usually don't use the lowest price. I usually put a line where most of the candlestick hits. So if you place it around here, it'll be 0.75. So let's say 0.75 and 3.75. So there's a $3 height. So half of it would be $1.5. So if you subtract 3.75 to 1.5, then you get 2.35. So this is exactly where we are right now. We're at half of the cup handles, and 1/3 of it would be at 2.75. So it will be around at this level where it was forming at the beginning. So right now it's not looking as good as before, as in the handles dropped quite a bit, but still is right at the 50% mark. So as a pattern itself, the cup handle still holds up as of this moment. There's a gap very close near the bottom, so I think there's also a possibility that it might fill the gap before it goes up if this pattern plays out. And the other thing is this cup and handle is forming from a downtrend, which has a less of a possibility of going up. So if you take a look at another stock that I have been following, it's the Hard Egg Mining. So at the beginning in 2021 January, you can see there's a tiny cup forming in here. If you take a look at it at 4 hours chart, so there's the cup and there's a handle. So usually the target price will be the height of the cup, so it is 6.6, and then the bottom is around 3.5, so it's around $3. So it will put it into the $10 target, which it did reach with a little spike in here. Then later on it formed a bigger cup. So again, we're looking at, let's say, $10, and then the bottom is about 3.7, so it's about $7 of height. So it will put it into this 17 area, which it almost hit again. So you can see how nicely the cup and handle plays out in an uptrend. So now that HUD is consolidating at the bottom. If it possibly form another cup and reach the all-time high at 16.6, and if there's a little handle forming again, then the next target would be 16 minus $5, which is 11, adding up to the height, which is 27 target mark. So there's only if HUD plays another cup and handle pattern again. And for Mullen, the earnings is on Wednesday, but I'm not going to go over on guessing how the earning plays out. So if the earning is good, then it'll be a good catalyst for making this cup and handle pattern possible. If the earning is not good, then it will be a catastrophe, then it would continue to go lower. Okay, so let's assume it does play out. The top is at 3.75 and the bottom is at 0.75, so it's about $3 range. So it will put the target price of 6.75. And if you zoom out a little bit, on this level there's a few support in here, and then there's a little support for a rebound, and it get rejected for these two tops. So this line is a pretty strong resistance at the moment. So if it does play out, I think it will probably hit around $6 instead of 6.7. And as a disclaimer, I do not hold this stock at this very moment. So as for entry price, it is at the 50% cup height support at the moment. But again, as I mentioned, there's a gap down here, so there might be a possibility for a little dip or a little false break filling this gap before it goes up if the earning plays out. And it all depends on what it looks like in the pre-market. So if you can trade in pre-market, if it drop out of this level, I think it's a very safe risk reward entrance. So on Monday, if it doesn't move much on pre-market, if you're opening up a position in here, do expect that it might drop to fill the gap. And if it does go down a little bit and you manage to buy in at the gap, then that is a pretty safe risk reward ratio. And for a short term, I would set a stop loss a little bit lower than all these candles right here. So I will set my stop loss around below 1.5. So if the earning is bad, then you have your stop loss. And after the stop loss, you can either walk out with a tiny loss and fight another day, or if you're looking to some kind of a revenge, then you might consider getting it again near the bottom around $0.6 area, which it will most likely to have a technical rebound, and that way you can make back some money that you lost. And in another scenario, if you have purchased it in around this area and it does keep going up before the earnings, I would consider selling some of the stock, as people always say, buy the rumors, sell the news. So if you sell it before earnings, at least you're making money already. So on a technical standpoint, personally, I don't really see this as a very firm cup and handle in comparison to HUD in the past cases. But the funny thing is, if 80% of the people see this as a cup and handle, then they will trade and act accordingly, then it'll make it a cup and handle pattern. So my play would be only get in if you can manage to get in around this level, and you can set a stop loss a little bit under 1.5 before or after the earnings. It's up to you. And if it goes up before the earnings, I will consider selling some to book profit. And if your earning goes well, I'll put the target for $6, as I've also used the market cap to guess the target. So at $6, it will put the market cap around 230 million, which is in line with the usual meme target, which is about 300 to 400 million, as I have mentioned in my previous video. So this will be my strategic play for Mullen. And if you find this video useful and if you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe. And you can also check out my strategic play for BitNow. So good luck everybody, and I'll see you next time.